Hi friends, it's Julie. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with the Unpopular Opinions book tag for you guys. So I was tagged to do this by Rin from A Bookish Balance, but this tag was originally created by the Book Archer, and I will link to both of those videos down below so you can check them out. But this is a very, very popular book tag here on BookTube, and it's one of my favorites actually because I feel like I have a lot of unpopular opinions, so hearing other people talk about theirs really makes me kind of feel better about mine, I guess. But before I get started, I just want to say, these are my opinions and my opinions only. If you love any of the books or characters or any things that I mention, that's great. I'm glad that you love them. Just because they work for you doesn't mean they worked for me. And let's just be nice and, be adults about it. But anyways, let's just get to the questions. Question 1, a popular book or series that you didn't like. I'm going to go with The Dublin Murder Squad by Tana French. Now, hear me out first though. I read the first book in the series and I loved it. I was so excited when I read it. I was like, yes, I have found this new author in this new series that I love. It was so good. The writing, the characters, everything. So I was so excited to continue on with the series, and then I picked up the likeness and I was a little bit disappointed. I didn't really like the direction she took the main character. I thought that the mystery itself was pretty predictable and a little bit over the top, but I was like, okay, not every book in the series I'm going to love, so I'm still going to continue on with it. And then I picked up the third book and I found it even more disappointing. The mystery was so predictable. It was so predictable and it just really irritated me. I still think that she is a fantastic writer. It's just this series just doesn't work for me. Number 2, a popular book or series that everyone else seemed to hate but you love. So I wouldn't say that I loved this book by any means, but I definitely enjoyed it a lot more than everyone else seemed to, and that would be Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. The majority of people here, especially on BookTube, hate this book, and I can understand their problems with it. I mean, it definitely wasn't perfect. It definitely had problems, but I thought it was fun and I enjoyed it. I went into it not expecting it to be the 8th Harry Potter book or anything like that. I just thought it would be fun and give me a chance to revisit the characters that I love so much. And no, they weren't the same, but I still really enjoyed this. I read it in a day, and I thought it was fun. Number 3, a love triangle where the main character ended up with a person that you didn't want them to end up with. So this doesn't typically happen to me that often, but the character that came to mind would definitely be Sookie Stackhouse. I hated how Charlaine Harris ended that series. Who Sookie ended up with just really pissed me off. I will never get behind it ever. I can't believe she chose that person. It just really irritated me. After so long of reading those books, I never would have wanted her to end up with him. Ugh, made me so angry. Number 4, a popular book genre that you hardly reach for. I'm gonna go with chick lit, contemporary books, the books that a lot of women tend to read during the summertime, those ones that are light and fluffy and things like that. I never pick up those books. It has been over a year since I've read one. I just really have no desire to read those. Yeah, the light and fluffy stuff just doesn't really seem to work for me. Number 5, a popular or beloved character that you don't like. Snape. I will never jump on the Snape bandwagon. Even though it's interesting because the very first time I read these books, I remember when we find out more about Snape and how he was just kind of misunderstood, I was like, oh, Snape. But then rereading them as an adult just completely changed my opinion on that whole situation. I mean, Snape was an adult. He was an adult and he did not act like one. And I could never forgive him for the things that he does and that he says to those kids because he was just so childish. And yeah, I will never jump on that Snape bandwagon. Number 6, a popular author that you just can't seem to get into. This would have to be Jane Austen for me. I read 2 Jane Austen novels this year, Persuasion, which I enjoyed, and Pride and Prejudice, which I didn't enjoy that much. And I really just have no desire to read any more of her books. I'm not going to say I'm never going to read them because I might. I have no immediate plans to. Number 7, a popular book trope that you are tired of seeing. So I'm not sure if this is a trope or not, but I'm going to say insta-love. Whenever insta-love happens in a book, I immediately DNF it. I can't get behind it. I hate it. I don't know why authors feel like they need to rush romance. I really wish that would go away. Number 8, a popular book series that you have no interest in reading. So this would have to be a lot of those really popular YA fantasy series like Throne of Glass or anything by Cassandra Clare and things like that. Like, I'll never read those. I just have absolutely no desire to. Like, I love fantasy, but I've really grown to love adult fantasy, and so when I'm in that fantasy mood, those are the books that I reach for. I really have no desire to read any of those. Number 9, the saying goes that the book is always better than the movie, but what adaptation did you like better than the book? I'm gonna say something kind of crazy on here, and I'm gonna go with Game of Thrones. I love that TV show so much. Like, it is my favorite of all time. And granted, I have only read the first book in that series, and I do plan on reading the entire series. Like, it will be something that I do, and so I might change my mind. But I really don't see how the books will ever surpass the TV show, in my opinion, like, for me, because I love that show so much. I love those characters. I just love everything about it. And so I don't see me ever loving the books as much as I love the show. Now, I might change my mind, we shall see, but right now, that's what I'm thinking. So those are all of my answers to the Unpopular Opinions book tag. Please leave me a comment down below if you want to chat about any of my answers, but I think that's it for the day, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all again very soon. Happy reading. Bye.